Guys, we've done it again. We're here. Does everything look all right? What happened? No, we look good. We look good. I can't believe it was fucking 80 degrees today still. That's pretty good for New England, everybody. Welcome to another episode of William versus the World. Let me get my shit together over here. 'Cause we got a quick one today. I just got to make sure my ducks are in a row. So yeah, guys, welcome back. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. I had to take yesterday off. Some other work came up. Sometimes it's life on life's terms and just priority. I love you guys here on the stream, but I do this for fun, you know. That's part of the reason why I moved it to 7 o'clock, because to open up the possibility for fun. Really, it's not like, it's not like we're making a living podcasting, so like we have to take the most of our productive time during the day for the most responsible portions. And there's a little bit more downtime here in the evening, so that's why I decided that this would be a much more responsible time to do it. So welcome here, hang out with me today. Some days I have to take off because of priorities. The best way that you can help grow the feed, the best way that you can help share the feed, the best way you can help contribute and invest in our page in the band is to share the feed. Share our music. What's up, Hans? Some applause for Hans. Yeah, so that's the best way if you want to support us here. Our live streams, the podcasts that we come out with, any of the lives that we do. Sometimes we do the band live streams when we have the whole band either playing music or just chatting with people. The best way to really help us here and truly invest is to share our music and share the content around. I know it seems like we live in a time where money is everything, but no, quite simply, just sharing sharing the art and sharing the live broadcast and sharing the music is one of the most powerful things that you guys can do. What are you up to? Getting in trouble? So, if you didn't know, this is William vs. the World. It's the only interactive live stream, at least on social media, that's presented by independent artists or bands. We are a band. We are a hard rock and heavy metal band from Manchester, New Hampshire. This is the only interactive live stream and chat where musicians and music lovers unite. We are on a mission here to explore the truth and take a deep dive into the music industry each day, discovering the top stories in the industry, also the top stories in technology, music news, and social media. Buckle up, everybody, because it's another episode of William versus the World! There you have it. Oh shit, it's a drummer in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our drummer. What the fuck is wrong with this thing? It's our drummer, Mr. Salvatore Pan. Enter the building. Rakatatim da da hakajim mamalala. Quality, comfort, and price. That's nice. So yeah, I hope you guys are good. I'm really excited. Make sure you guys come and hang out with us. I don't know why I'm stomping on the floor. I gotta stop doing that. Because when I do that, the fucking neighbor's dog starts barking. Like, I stomp on the floor, and then the neighbor's dog barks. And I'm like, why is the dog barking? And I'm like, it's because I'm stomping on the floor. It's a chain reaction. Please come and hang out with us this Saturday at Hot Rod's Spotlight Lounge. Don't fuck around. Hans, are you going? I would go because Trading Tombstones is going to be there. You're fucking crazy. If you haven't checked that band out, if you haven't liked them, then you obviously didn't watch the last episode. So let's talk about the music industry. Oh, we can't talk about the music industry without talking about Imblog. What the fuck? Guys. Listen. If you're not going to one show, if you're going to skip all the shows this year, there's one show in New England that you don't want to miss. Now, I know what you're thinking, and it's not that show. It's another show. Ladies and gentlemen, that show is in Putnam, Connecticut. Like, already you can't miss this week. I mean, fuck you if you do. I'm just kidding. But unfuck yourself if you are going to Putnam, Connecticut to go see us at Bravo Fest. Can I show them the promo video that can I show them that? I can't show them on this program, but if you prepare it for me ahead of time, then we'll probably can do it tomorrow. Everything I put up here, I have all these little gadgets. Nate, I wish I could show you a picture. So I basically behind this screen, but if you send it to me, I will put it up though, for sure. I planned on promoting the show as we got a little bit closer, but the truth is, a lot of people are probably wondering, how come I'm not promoting this show, or how come I'm not promoting that show, or how come I'm not promoting... But the truth is, I'm promoting all of them. We are promoting all of them. It's just at an intensity and a chronological respect to each one that we booked. I know that you know that. And Nate's my brother, my buddy, helping organize Bravo Fest for homes for our troops. He does a killer job. This is, I think, the 5th year that they're doing it, but it's certainly the 3rd year that I've known about it. And Sepsis, me and Melissa, we were able to play on it the year before last, and it was a ton of fun. And I'm sorry that we couldn't play it last year. I think last year we had some little tour thing that we were doing, but I'm happy that we could return this year. I didn't care which type of role that I could play in it. I'm just happy that the band was able to come down and support the veterans. And another thing is, the last time it was cool because they sent us a certificate, right, Nate? And it's kind of nice, you know, like being shown like how much. I know it seems kind of silly, but it is kind of nice to see how much of an effect, you know, or contribution that we were able to generate with hot dogs, hamburgers, and heavy metal. I mean, what the fuck? I don't know. Did we get to smoke weed together last time, Nate? I can't remember if you're a weed smoker or not. Not like I am or anything. But I will say this. I think it's very important that this time around, I think it's very important, if you haven't had the chance to check out Bravo Fest and all of its glory and greatness, whether it's the 3rd year or the 5th year, if you haven't made it ever, like, this is the time. It's sponsored by Fortress Radio and a whole bunch of other really cool cats are coming down. We're all going to be there. There's like 15 bands. You guys do remember the flyer? I put it up recently. And tomorrow or the following, I'll put up Nate's promo. It's pretty cool. But thank you to them and inviting Sepsis and all the other bands. Also, New Hampshire band Dawn of End will be there. One of our favorite bands, After the Winter. Oh, man. And the list goes on. Joint Damage will be there. This is just off the top of my head, so I apologize if I don't remember all 15 bands. But there's a whole bunch of Price Chopper, the food sponsors there. You can't even, with that, I mean, you can't beat that. Simfinity, how could I, what the hell? How could I not remember Simfinity? I feel terrible. No, if any, Simfinity is one of my favorite bands, and if anything, I get to see them again, which is always nice. Please check out in the chat. Mblog is putting up some of the band names. Don't slack. If you're seeing this later on and you're bored and you're in your bed and you're not doing much, read some of the names and go check out 2 or 3 of the bands. You know, especially if you're from New England. Like, why not, right? And I see, you know, after my lives, you know, there'll be a day or two or a small amount of time that will go by. And a lot of the times I will end these broadcasts. There will be, you know, several hundred people that will watch them. And throughout the course of a day or two, there'll be, you know, 1,000, you know, 1,500 people catching each episode. And I really appreciate that. I feel like there's no better time than ever to generate organic and like formal communication and like connection with other human beings. I feel like the technology speaks for it. I feel like we all need that authenticity in our lives. So we're working on quality over quantity here. I appreciate all of you guys for showing up. So I know that there's enough of you guys out there to get to these bands and go check them out. So please, if you're seeing this, wherever you guys are at, pick a couple of bands out of the chat and just go check them out. Joint Damage, Silent Insanity, Donovan. There's just not enough attention being brought to these bands. And stay tuned, because we might have some news to help everybody in the future. Hopefully we have some new technology and new partnerships and new friends we're making here in the band and on the page to help bands continue to grow. And there is a Bravo Fest Spotify playlist. Feel free to put that up. I mean, realistically, I don't know if you know how to get on there, Nate, but I'll bring you on the podcast. If you before we actually get the Bravo Fest really up and running, before we head into the final stretch, we'll have to have Nate come on here and chat a little bit about it, because he knows a lot more than I do, and at this point I just sound foolish trying to fill in all the gaps and all the work that this guy's done. I truly can't take any credit for it. He's done such a great job. So make sure you guys go check out Charlie Bravo's. And for real, man, go check out Bravo Fest and join the event. And even if you're not going, if you're in the area, if you're in Connecticut, if you're in the New England area, hit the going button or the interested button and invite some people. Invite some people to the show. All right, time for some music industry news. All right. Looking good, looking good. All right. You know, I've said it. Bands have said it. Especially those of us that do have record deals. You've heard it before. We'll say it again. And we agree. We agree with Method Man. Our story is a lot like Method Man's. Let's take a look. Method Man. You guys know who Method Man is? Probably not. You're all too young. Put a 1 in the chat if you know who Method Man is. No, he's not a drug dealer. Get your mind out of the gutter. Now, I understand that this is the rock and roll and heavy metal community. But I feel like some of you guys are going to know who Method Man is. Put a 1 in the chat if you know anything about Method Man. So, if you didn't know, Method Man is a member of the legendary rap group, the Wu-Tang Clan. Have you ever heard of them before? You know, Protect Your Neck or Chess Boxing. Or maybe you remember them from Triumph. Or one of my personal favorites, Wu-Tang Clan Ain't Nothing to Fuck With. That's one of my personal favorites. All right, so even though that he's not nobody to fuck with, Method Man says he's never been paid from streaming. He says, quote, I've never gotten a streaming check. Imagine that. Like, imagine being in the Wu-Tang Clan and not getting no bread for your music. Like, imagine being in a legendary rap group like the Wu-Tang. Imagine being somebody that ain't nobody should be fucking with. I mean, you know, Wu-Tang Clan really isn't anyone to actually fuck with, yet they're being fucked with. That's something else. Imagine that. You're in the one group who isn't to be fucked with, and people are still fucking with you. That guy's a lot to say, huh? Imagine you're like, I'm Wu-Tang Clan, and we ain't nothing to fuck with. And the music industry said, yeah, but we will fuck with you. We will completely fuck with you. You can be in the Wu-Tang Clan, and if the music industry wants to fuck with you, they're going to do some fucking. Imagine being a part of a legendary super group of gangster rappers who nobody should be fucking with, generally speaking. And imagine being a part of a group that no one should fuck with and still completely getting fucked. Method Man of Wu-Tang Clan says that he's never been paid from streaming. And quote, he's never gotten a streaming check. Method Man says he's yet to earn any money from streams of his music, despite being someone that no one should fuck with. Method Man says he has yet to earn any money from the streams that he's made with Wu-Tang Clan, despite his successful career as a solo artist and with the Wu-Tang. Method Man has revealed he has yet to receive a check from streams from his music. During an interview with Whale Ogle Eye, I'm not making that up, head of sports and entertainment at UBS, released on Hot 97's YouTube channel, the legendary rapper claimed he had never received any money from streaming platforms for his music, despite his success as a solo artist and as a member of the Wu. The rapper was discussing the rise of artificial intelligence and its impact on artists and the broader creative sector, admitting, quote, he's still trying to figure out AI. Quote, but I have been seeing some things that have made me raise an eyebrow. The Drake diss with AI-generated Tupac and Snoop. The fake Kendrick diss tracks. It's a lot to do it, said Meth. I don't know what the fuck that means. It's a lot to it. Oh, my fault. It's a lot to it, corrected William. So, quote, it goes on to say here, he says, quote, I think it goes way deeper than that, he says, especially when it comes to IPs for artists that came from my era, his era, he explains. Quote, because honestly, I've never gotten a streaming check for any of my music, says Method Man. And he continued, I'm still trying to figure it all out, because there may be someone who can make a perfect mix of the two, where I'm not saying to accept it, but at least make art out of it, and that's what I'm always for, the creative part. That was a surviving response. Unfortunately, Method Man didn't divulge any further details about why he hasn't received any money from streaming services, as he claims. The ownership of his music and publishing may certainly play a factor, but the rapper has yet to go into detail. Meth isn't the only rapper to have voiced complaints with the current streaming model and its payout for artists. That song and dance has long been played, notably by Snoop Dogg last year, who opened up a little about how much money he had received from his publishing after hitting 1 billion streams on Spotify. So there you go. Method Man doesn't receive any streaming royalties from all of that music that he made. Imagine that. Just imagine. We used to grow up thinking these guys had all kinds of money and these guys were getting all kinds of royalties. Look, he's got tattoos all over him. Huh. What the hell? What do you guys think of that? Hey, Kathy. So, let's see here. Hans. Kathy says, I'm not exactly sure what the Bravo Fest is, but I'd like to know. And and we'll be looking into it, William. Thanks for mentioning it. And yes, I know who Method Man of the Wu-Tang Clan is. There you go. Hans says, I never thought no one would say anything about the Wu-Tang Clan. Well, there you have it. Kathy says, and in fact, I had the privilege of seeing them live once, and I'm not sure what festival I'd seen them at, but I'm thinking it was one of the Lollapalooza shows, or maybe the one called X-Fest. And X-Fest was an Indiana thing, only as far as I know. Oh, okay. Look at now, I'm learning stuff. That's what this is about, you guys. All right, let's continue on. Thanks, guys, for being so interactive. Oh, so this is great. Yeah, this is good. This is good for you guys out there. Those of you that have been following the direct-to-consumer and just following a story with here we go here, the resurgence of physical sales. I can't tell you how many times we go to shows, large festivals, even just playing this year's Rockfest with thousands and thousands and thousands of people. I can say the one item that we got asked for a lot was direct-to-consumer music. I cannot tell you how many people asked us for vinyl, how many people asked us for, believe it or not, cassettes, how many people, and this is on the third day of the festival. So I just want to, this is actually a little, I didn't realize this was a conversation. Oh, okay. So I'm just going to read a little bit through this is like a conversation, but I just want to read through a little bit of it just so you guys can get an idea of the ongoing conversations and the flow of direct-to-consumer physical sales and how that is continuing to bloom even in today's modern market. Rough Trade is the session opportunities for new stores. Lawrence Montgomery has told Music Week. This is Music Week. You guys can ask me at any time how I get all of this information. A lot of it is through sites like Music Week, Music Business Worldwide, Music Ally, sometimes even places like Discmakers has really good advice for independent or DIY musicians. But you can follow along with me Digital Music News is another one. You can follow along with me and ask me during the stream if you guys want to subscribe and follow along with the stories. You're welcome to do so. So the indie retailer has been expanding as the vinyl market grows in the UK. Now, I realize a lot of the stories that I cover sometimes are in other countries, but that's important because a lot of other countries are the field tests. They are the place where a lot of technology and a lot of new ideas get auditioned before making it mainstream here in the States. So it's cool to watch what's happening sometimes in the UK because not all the time, but sometimes there'll be certain behaviors and trends that are inherited. So anyhow, quote, "We are selling more than double number of records and CDs so far in 2004 than we did 5 years ago," said Montgomery. Quote, "As long as labels and artists continue to value the role independent record shops like ours offer, we believe this growth can continue." Let's remember, guys, that we counted all the time here. In 2024 alone, we've counted that the independent industry on its own is somewhere in the estimation of, I stopped counting at 17 billion this year. So I know that there are a lot of companies out there that would love us to believe there is an entire industry that creates products and gizmos and gadgets designed and to lead us to believe that independent music doesn't make any money, or that independent music must be low quality. And there is a general theme and folklore that goes along with being independent. And normally, with that, celebrities on their tier can use independence, almost like Robin Hood, to rebrand themselves anytime. When celebrities need a boost, they run to appear and look independent. Down with the man, and they shake their fists. But there's no true pathway to independence through an industry, and there's no true pathway, to being able to harmonize with the industry through a pathway of independence. So just keep these things in mind. Life is a balance. So Rough Trade Liverpool pictured. That's a store here. I guess it's called Rough Trade. Opened in April 2024, joining stores in London, Soho in 22, and Bristol in 2017, Nottingham in 14, as well as the long-standing East and West London sites, the U.S. New York City store branch, and a branch in Berlin, with overall physical sales now at an upward trend amid signs of a turnaround for CD. It makes sense for Rough Trade to seek new outlets. Now, look, guys, I've been saying this, especially post-pandemic. I have been saying, guys, the resurgence of physical sales and super fans, direct-to-consumers, keep an eye on this. Okay. The next step for us is to get the quantity and quality of the shows in the live venue, says Montgomery. We took the decision to invest more heavily into the live venue, 300 capacity. There's a live venue attached to it, which I think is really smart. For our model to work, having this dual purpose, retail and venue, is important, and Liverpool is the most ambitious we've done in terms of the capacity and quality of the turnout. Listen, guys, that is brilliant. Imagine having like a venue where it's also like a gift shop, like it's a merch store. Like, imagine that. That's such a great idea. Why isn't my clap button working all of a sudden? Think about that for a second. Think of how awesome that would be. That is just, Hans, when they talk about really cool stuff, like, wouldn't that be amazing to have a place like, say, like the Middle East or Jewel or something, where, you know, you go to see concerts and you go to see regional or national local acts, and somewhere in the building there's also like a gift shop or a record store that has all the different indie bands and t-shirts, and wouldn't that be cool? Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you. This is a huge article, and it's got all kinds of numbers in it. I am gonna put it for you people out there that love the metrics and digging. But for the sake of time, 'cause I got 20 minutes left. For the sake of time, I'm gonna move forward, but I'm gonna put it in the chat, because if those of you who are fans of the gift shop side of things, as I'm always pointing out, this is massive direct to consumer stuff. Seriously. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. Anyhow, let's move on. You guys know I hate Spotify, but it continues to be in the news. As long as it's in the news, we're going to continue to cover it. So here's a little life hack, I guess, for you guys that love Spotify. This person says, I changed this one small feature and it made my music sound dramatically better. Everybody knows that us as artists, as independent artists, that we're trying to make it on our own. We're trying to make a living on our own. Many of us are self-employed. We wear many hats. We don't have outside investors or A&Rs or people that are contributing to building our dreams. We're not waiting in the music industry line for somebody to come in and save the day for us and sell our records for us. We are not asking people to book our shows for us. We don't have the capacity. We don't have the budget. We don't have the hopes and dreams to hire people to live out our responsibilities for us. We, as independent and DIY artists, we are fully and clearly self-aware that we have to take on these challenges and obstacles on our own. We've signed up for it. And we know that as independent artists, it is completely our responsibility to get our music to every single one of our fans and find every one of our fans on our own. Now, a pathway through the industry is going to tell you something different. But as an independent artist, I can tell you there is nobody responsible for paying my rent but me. There is nobody responsible for finding my fan base but me. That is the understanding, that is the achievement, that is the freedom, that is the independence, that is the in, the out, the yin, the yang, the up and down of being an independent. So what I mean by that is there is nobody that invests in the quality of our music, our mixes, our gear, our mastering, but us. We are responsible for every penny we win. We are responsible for every penny that we lose. So as independent artists, when we are manufacturing our next big project, when we are investing ourselves in our next big hit, our next single, our next mix and master, all of the investments come in-house. There's nobody that's doing any favors for us. So somebody like myself, I'm not trying to skimp out on the time. I'm not trying to skimp out on the quality. So somebody like myself, I'm going to take a long time and I'm going to invest myself to the top dollar to achieve the highest quality of resolution for my music. So a lot of independent artists invest in the highest quality resolution of music that they can mix and master. And Spotify is the most popular technology on planet Earth for streaming. and independent artists mix and master at high quality, only to upload our music to Spotify and for Spotify to reduce the fidelity and the quality and the resolution of our mixes. When you upload your music, when you upload high resolution music to Spotify, it degrades high resolution music. I don't even know if you guys know that. Do you guys know that? Spotify has the least high resolution music out of all the streaming sites available. So that means artists like myself that spend a great deal of time and money investing in the highest quality resolution music, upload it to Spotify only for them to degrade the resolution that we mixed it at. Did you guys know that? You guys probably didn't even know that. Check it out. This person says, I changed this one small Spotify feature and it made my music sound dramatically better. With all the premium packages and all the subscriptions and tiers and bundles, it's 2024. We can't stream music at the fidelity and resolution that it's uploaded at. It's 2024. We're gatekeeping audio resolution. That just seems fucking bizarre to me. Yikes. All right. I've tested cheap headphones enough to know the only way to really improve the quality of music you stream is by spending more money. At least that's what I thought. That's until I found a setting that's until I found a setting hidden away in Spotify's menus which changed the way I listen. If you're like me, you only go into the app's settings menu if you already know what you want to do. I know Spotify's users who use the crossfade feature or app equalizer. I imagine they open the settings page specifically to toggle these before closing it. I never spend much time trawling through all the options out there, and I bet most people are like me. That's what they're betting, the author. They're just betting away. So, the author says, I recently was trying to find a way to deactivate Spotify's hair-pullingly annoying smart shuffle, and it saw me actually paying attention to the app's features for the first time in ages. And that's when I saw it, a little toggle that made me think, quote, oh, I wonder if that makes the music sound any different. In short, yes, it does. The feature I'm talking about is the ability to toggle mono audio on or off. When on, both of your earbuds, headphones, or speaker sides will play exactly the same music. When mono audio is turned off, though, you hear audio as it was originally mixed. Though you'll hear different parts and instruments mixed either to your left or right ear, or to both in equal or different intensities. Please, if you guys are listening to Sepsis music, please do this immediately. If you've been listening to our music in mono your whole life, boy, are you fucked. What the fuck is going on? No wonder. Melissa, are you hearing this? This is fucking nuts. You can find the toggle for this feature in the Spotify settings menu. To change this, you go onto the home page of the app, press your picture in the top left, then select Settings and Privacy, then Playback, and you'll find it under Listening Controls. It's just between autoplay and device broadcast status. Anyhow, I found mono audio to be toggled on with my Spotify app. Other people have reported that it has always been turned off by default for them. But there are reports online of people finding that it has been turned on also. So it's possible that certain paired hardware, tie-in apps, or other Spotify features can turn it off. Either way, I'd recommend you check your settings to see if it's turned on for you. When I turned on mono audio, the change was noticeably straight away, and it was dramatic. Having music panned to different degrees, I feel bad for this person. Having music panned to different degrees gives it much more of a palpable sense of scale. No shit. Can you believe this? This is why I don't listen to Spotify at all. Musically speaking, the different instruments all appear spread out before you. Imagine that. As though you're facing a live band playing music. This adds to the texture of the song. No shit. Is this new to people? All right, I'm done. That's fucking something else. What the fuck? I don't know. I feel like everybody should know that already. There's a festival that requires you to have 1K monthly Spotify plays. I don't see what good that is. It took 8 paragraphs to say turn off mono. Thank you, Gio. Feel free to be on my podcast anytime. Like, there's always going to be a seat here for Gio. So, yeah, we'll do one more. So I'm always saying this, you know. I'm always pointing out big tech companies. Telegram CEO arrested as part of a probe into criminal activity. I mean, are you guys surprised? That's all I ever talk about here is big tech companies knocking motherfuckers out. It's never good. Half of the stories here are just, if you've ever noticed, half of the stories that it's not like I want to report. It's not like this is the type of stuff that I'm looking for. If you look up technology in the music industry, this is what you see. This is what you see. People getting ripped off. That's what you see. People fighting over money. People getting ripped off. And a lot of times, the biggest losers are the fans and the musicians and the users and the customers are usually the biggest losers. The big social media news of the week was the arrest of Telegram CEO Pavel Durov. There's a name for you. Pavel. I don't like really like making fun of people's names, but that's just a different type of name, you know. Honey, what do you want to name him? I don't know. Let's just name him fucking Pavel. So good old Pavel, he was taken into custody upon landing in Paris on Saturday morning as a part of an ongoing probe into the role that Telegram has played in allowing criminal activity to proliferate via Telegram chats. Telegram, which does not implement end-to-end encryption by default for its chats, has been under investigation over its refusal to enforce moderation rules to combat criminal activity in the app, while it's also refused to cooperate with law enforcement on related investigations. Because Telegram's chats are not encrypted, investigators have full access to the content being shared in Telegram's groups and chats. So they know the level of criminal engagement on the app, which Telegram, again, has reportedly refused to act upon despite warnings from the authorities. Which is why Durov has now been taken into custody. Though free speech advocates are looking to highlight this as an example of government overreach and political censorship, framing Telegram as the victim of a campaign by the censorship industrial complex to silence dissenting opinion to their chosen narratives. When really, it does seem like Telegram's own decision to not encrypt its chats and provide more security for users has led to this new action. Well, I will say this, everybody. Providing that kind of security costs money. Does that mean that similar levels of criminal activity are probably happening in fully encrypted apps like WhatsApp? Well, probably, but it's encrypted, so authorities have no way of detecting or enforcing such either way. Telegram's more lax privacy measures have opened it up to more scrutiny, with EU officials now seeking to combat a key source of criminal connection, and likely with a lot of evidence. But again, the arrest of Durov is being derided by groups as, well, I'll let you guys deal with that. Earlier this year, upon funding out the, that might be something different. Oh no, they're just talking shit about each other. Yeah, so when these guys all get arrested, you know what I mean? Because, like when one tech company gets in trouble, they all badmouth each other. They all go run to their certain corners of the earth. They all point the finger, just like you see in other social groups or toxic communities. They all stab each other in the back, and they all get to snitching on each other. And that's why we report on the tech industry so much, because we know that the music industry is powered by courts, litigation, and of course technology and the gadgets and the gizmos and the websites and the software that powers and plays the music. So as long as we have these gadgets and the software that powers and plays the music, then we have the laws that govern those. We have to keep our eyes and ears out there and reading up on information that covers technology and that covers the laws that litigate them in order to really figure out or get a sense of what's happening in the music industry. And that's exactly what we're doing today and every day at 7 o'clock p.m. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for sharing the feed and sticking it out with me. Gear up for a great show. Again, there's no cover this weekend. We'll be getting back and having Nate in here to chat later on about Bravo Fest and all kinds of news coming up soon. Mystic Metal Fest is almost completed. Of course, we've got Raven in September, and wow, there's just so much. And of course, you guys already know we're waiting on everything through Swarmy Fest. Rest assured, as soon as I'm given the okay, as soon as I'm given the thumbs up by the promoter in the venue, of course, we'll be doing all the announcements and everything that comes with that. Rest assured, I'm not going to make you guys wait any longer than they're making me wait. So thank you for your patience, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. for another episode. It is tomorrow of William versus the World.